awards function, and in our Rotary Club of Chennai Carnatic, we take immense pleasure, as she's already welcomed you. We as a Chennai Carnatic Rotary Club was found in 2013 with the theme of family, friendship and fellowship. The club works on projects that focuses on better lifestyle and empowerment of differently abled individuals in our community. Scaffolded by a dedicated team over last decade, we have had the opportunity to make a difference to people's lives through our multifarious projects. Projects like Polio Plus, where polio was totally eradicated by the efforts of clubs like ours, blood donation camps, where blood is always required and we always conduct blood donation camps, and then we do a lot of medical facilities help. Hygiene kits are distributed to the school girls, girl students, mental health awareness programs, and many projects of such. Our recently concluded flagship project, the Chennai lecture series, which just happened very recently, was well received and appreciated for discussing something very pertinent to the society. And Srimati Kesavan was the speaker in our lecture series. And today, what we're going to do is we want to recognize all the eminent women who have done so much for society. Not that we're going to recognize you, not in favor of thinking that they're going to be awarded, but irrespective of what the result may be, you have been a karma yogi. You have been doing your duty on and on without any focus on the result and on the recognition. But still, we feel that the Carnatic Annual Awards, which was started in 2015 by the then president, has grown to be the largest and most widely publicized events of its kind. We've always had a hard time finalizing the awardees, as there are lot of individuals in the society who've been doing a lot of good to the community. But then this year's recipients have displayed a great ability to remain unflappable in any crisis. They've ensured all arcs of their lives, and they have done.
Good evening to all of you. I thank the President and the Secretary for giving me the opportunity to read the citation for Brigadier Muthulaxmy ma'am. Responding to her innate calling, Brigadier Mrs. K. Muthulaxmy enriched herself educationally with a desire to nurse the ailing. During the Indo-China War, she volunteered to join the army and was posted as a nursing officer in the military hospital at Allahabad. When the Indo-Pak War erupted in 1965, she was posted at the front line in Amritsar. Besides alleviating injured soldiers' pain, she also had to keep the hopes alive and console bereaved families. Her humongous humanitarian service got noticed. She was applauded for grit of a young girl from a remote village in Tamil Nadu and serving far-off casualties up north. Though Brigadier Muthulaxmy ma'am's stint in Bangladesh was short, her workload continued. Besides nursing the Jawans, she also attended to a lot of young civilian girls who needed a lot of gynecological attention. I don't need to explain beyond that over that. In 1986, the Sri Lanka War, carnage brought her to the military hospital in Chennai. For Brigadier Muthulaxmy, service rendered is an award in itself.
It is a proud privilege to be standing here in front of you all. As my citation shows, I am so old that already they told my age. I have no need to tell my age. Yes, I completed 85. The reason began me happy and healthy, keep you young. That's what I say, tension free, no pressure, no sugar, so keep healthy. Okay, I joined the nursing in the very young age of 17 years old, 16 plus. After passing my SSLC, I was at home. My mother fell sick, very sick, that she has to be taken immediately to the hospital. And where we took her to Arupukkotai, where nearby my place, in the Bullock cart, there was no car and all. On reaching to Arupukkotai, they said she has to be operated immediately. So me and my father, my mother traveled in Bullock cart to Madurai, where she was taken immediately. They said she has to be operated immediately. And you know the hospital proceeding, the consent, suppose anything happens, your hospital is not to be blamed like that. My mother being a illiterate woman, she thought she is going to die. Anyway, with the God's grace, she was all right. And she wanted me to become a doctor. In those days, I'm talking about early 50s, the composite mathematics and science group was there. I took composite mathematics in SSLC. So I could not join the medical at all. Other results were very difficult. So I joined nursing. I completed nursing. And Indo-Pak War, in 63, those days no TV and all, Jawaharlal Nehru gave a speech in the radio. All the men and women must join the country to serve the country, to save the country. So what I can do, only doctors and nurses and the army. So I joined the nursing. I first went to Allahabad. Then I was sent to Amritsar, wartime. There is a lot of casualties. In one, I must say, still in my mind. So when Jawan came in the wound, the chest wound, I was just getting prepared for operation. That time I was talking to him. He raised the hand like this, give my watch to my son, and he passed. You know, I just could not believe this moment he spoke to me, and next moment he is no more. So when the family came to collect the body, the son crying and telling him, my father promised that he will watch to me if I pass the metric. And I passed it, my father is not here. And he told, Daddy, I too will serve you like you in the army. And I'll be a proud soldier in the army. See, imagine, only a North Indian knows the army service. South
And thank you very much for this opportunity to be amongst you all. It's such a pleasure. And I thank the Rotary Club of Carnatic, and in particular Vanitha, Srihari and the Secretary for coming home and inviting me and honoring me with this award. You know, one of the nicest things of being handicapped, everything has its plus points, is generally I am escorted by two handsome young men on top of the stage or whatever. So that has its compensation, that's what I say. So I won't take much time since we are given just 5 minutes to say what we want. I can only say that I've been very blessed, very fortunate to enter all the fields that I love and I'm passionate about: textiles, food, craft, art, and yes, I love going into the kitchen and cooking also. So that's what why I wrote cookbooks. And textiles has always been a great passion with me. And I think clothing people with handlooms is something so very important. And wherever I am, I stand and talk to people saying they should patronize handlooms. My message to you this evening is, keep doing things. Give back to the society what society has given you. And it doesn't matter what you are, how you are, what you're doing, how much you're doing. But keep going, because that's the only way to live, and that's the only way to make others live. My latest passion is Udavi, which was started in the same year as your club, 2013. We celebrate 13 years together. And some of my team members are there sharing all the happiness with me. And we look after elders in the sense we bring joy into their lives by visiting them. And if any of you have older members in the family who need attention, just contact us after the program. So keep well and enjoy the evening. And again, a very big thank you.
Good evening, Namaskaram. Om Guru Bhyo Namaha. What to speak? I mean, I was listening to Brigadier Muthulaxmy and then Sabita ji, whom I know, whose kitchen I have gone into and eaten some delicacies too during my journey as a cookbook writer. And these are such stalwart women here. I'm looking forward to also listening about you, Gauri ji. And each and every one of us here, men and women, we do so much in a day, in a moment in our lives. And most of the time we don't even realize what good we do in the world. We just do it. It just happens through us. It is God's way of letting things happen through our beings. And that is what art, it's an understanding that art really taught me, and I'm very grateful for it. I will quickly tell you how I got into the field of Kathak in Chennai. It's rather a very sweet story, I think. So when I was 7, my mother was a very, very intelligent doctor, both my parents. Mother was a gynec obstetrician, hypnotic therapist, psychiatrist.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. It gives me an immense pleasure to be here in the company of some eminent women personalities and amazing Rotarians. I thank you so much, Rotary Club of Chennai, Carnatic, to have me here. Being in defense is a totally different experience. Wherever I go, I am always asked that what come? Defense. You chose defense as your career. While I was growing up as a child, I always felt that as a lady, what I need in my life is respect. And what else other than defense? I never knew Indian Navy. Growing up in the north, I only saw Army and Air Force. I was an NCC cadet, and I always had the encouragement of my mother to choose a profession of my choice. I saw an advertisement in the newspaper for Indian Navy and I applied for it. You know, uniform has its own glamour. And the whites of Navy have always attracted me. So I became a part of the Indian Navy. That's a long story. I would cut it short. Enough has already been said and shown on the video. So I have put in 16 years of service in the Indian Navy. 18 years back, when I joined Navy, things were not so comfortable for women. In fact, the Jawans were so scared. They didn't know how to interact with a women officer and how to address her. They used to be confused. Ki Jai Hind Madam bole, Jai Hind Saab bole. So, and infrastructure was also, particularly in Navy, because we have a lot of warships.